right. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Excellent. I have opened the chat, and if you want to type in the chat and just let me know that you can hear me and see me, all that will be good to know. So, and I'll put my glasses back on and look at the chat here in just a second. So, how is everybody today? Having a nice day? We're coming up on Memorial Day weekend, Memorial Day being just about as early as it can be in May. So since Memorial Day is no longer May 31st, right? So we have Memorial Day observed. Oh, and I see Sarah here from North Carolina, and Maris is here, and Kay from Issaquah. Hi, Kay. And Marilyn, yes. Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear me. Excellent. And Jackie's here. And Trisha. Hi, Trisha. And Carol says, it's a beautiful day in Eastern North Carolina. Love that. And Sharon, good morning from a different part of North Carolina. And let's see, Marilyn is in Minnesota, and Darlene is here, and Priscilla in Pittsburgh, and Carol from Virginia, and Carol from Pittsburgh. It's raining here there? Yeah, it's going to be raining here. It's going to be raining here in the State College area pretty soon. Cindy in Wyoming. Ah, how wonderful. Oh, that just makes I love the West. Okay. Shannon from Toronto, and Lisa in Charleston, South Carolina. Lovely. Nice. Okay, wonderful. Well, good. Well, so you're all here. Who else do we have? Mary from Ohio. The sun is out. Lovely. We'll get the sun out. And Pam is in Florida. Hi, Pam. That's great. It's always sunny in Florida, isn't it? The Sunshine State, right? Okay, so we have some things to get to today, and that is our warm-up with a twist for today. So I promised you something that was going to be sort of short and sweet, and a little bit different from the one we did yesterday. Now, next week we have another warm-up with a twist coming, our last one in May. And that will be a pattern warm-up again, similar to what we did last week, only, of course, a different pattern. But this week we have these chords in ascending scales. So we're going to warm up and we're going to work on the chords, we're going to work on scales, and I'll show you the twist. Okay, so the scale, of course, in this warm-up is all in the first two measures where the right has the chords. The scale, for this part. The scale is in the right-hand thumb, obviously, yeah? So it's right here. It's so nice and damp here. As Priscilla mentioned, it's raining and we have rain on the way. So so the window's open and my gut strings are a little bit funky. They're absorbing the humidity. They sound a little funky. But what we're going to do right now is start with a very simple chord. If you take the first chord in the first warm-up for right hand, it's a C going from top to bottom, which is different for me, but it's a C, it's a G, it's an E, and then let's add a C on the bottom, just to add that octave. And if you want to place that place your hand on the strings, be sure you're sitting up properly because this is a warm-up, right? So if you have that chord placed, let's play one finger at a time, very gently. Play your fourth finger. Close it into your hand. Let it be nice and relaxed. Let me see if I can get this microphone just a little bit closer here. There we go. A little bit. All right. There we go. Close that fourth finger in. Be sure you're sitting straight. All right. Let's put that one back on and play your thumb. Close that thumb all the way over. You should have a nice big space here, remember. Nice big space between your thumb and second finger. No scrunching up. Nice big space. It's always a challenge to make a really nice thumb sound. Mine has too thick a callus on today. All right, now let's do your second finger. So all your fingers are still on the strings. Make sure you're nice and relaxed, sitting straight, feet on the floor, arm nice and supported, and let's play your second finger. Do close it into your hand. If it's too much of a stretch for you to close it into your hand, then just take your thumb off. Be sure you're not gripping the strings with your third and fourth finger. They should be on the strings, but nice and loose and relaxed. Okay. And now let's do the same with your third finger. Now, if you can, you want to have all your other fingers on. Now, I will tell you, this is a stretch for your third finger. Do not feel like you need to close your third finger all the way into your palm. Mine doesn't do that either. It would hurt your tendon to do that. So don't close your finger all the way in. Just close it. Be sure it's closing into your hand instead of coming out. It should not come out this way. It should close in toward your hand. If you can't do that, then take your fourth finger off and let your third finger play on its own. And then it can close into your hand, right? There you go. Okay, nice. All right, now that we've warmed up each finger individually, let's warm up pairs of fingers. So the bottom two, play 3 and 4. Oof, that's not together. There, you want them to sound exactly at the same time. Oh, goodness gracious. My fingers are not cooperating today. They're almost together, but not quite. They're close. There we go. Relax. Woo-hoo. There we go. All right, now let's try 1 and 2 together. Your fingers will get more coordinated at playing together as you get more warmed up. I know mine will. At least I hope they will. All right, now play 2 and 3 together while you have 1 and 4 on the string. Whoops. There you go. Close in toward your hand. If you don't touch your palm with your fingers, that's okay. Just close in toward your hand. There we go. Now, 2 more pairs to do, or 3 actually. Let's start with 1 and 4. All right. There we go. What's nice about playing an octave this way is that by having 2 and 3 on the string, it keeps your hand nice and centered. Right? Nice and centered. All right. And now let's play 2 and 4. This might be hard for you. It's all right, it's good practice. See if you can do it. If you can't play 2 and 4 and have them sound together, then give it a quick little roll, 4-2, 4-2. You want to be able to play them exactly together, but I realize this is a tough coordination. Okay, and now let's play 1 and 3 together. A little bit easier, 1 and 3. Good. All right. Shake that out a little bit. Take a nice deep breath. Be sure you're sitting straight. Lower those shoulders. All that good stuff. And let's play through the right hand chords at the top of this page so that they're, just play them. Let your fingers be all together. Try not to break the chord at all. Close all your fingers. Good, let's do it again. These are nice 3-finger chords, yes? Let's try them again. Ready? Go. There you go. One last time, okay? One last time. Now look carefully at the pattern of the chords, all right? So that we've got a C chord, and what we're playing is the E, G, C, so that it's in first inversion. Then we have a G chord in root position, a C chord in second inversion, at least as far as the right hand is concerned, an F chord in first inversion, a C chord in root position, an F chord in second inversion, a B chord in first inversion, and a C chord in first inversion. So if you look, you can see the different patterns of the chords. All 3 different spacings of triads are there. So it's useful that way. Now, to just clear up one thing, I'm talking about these chords as if it's in first inversion and in root position. And actually, when the two hands are playing together, it's the left hand note, it's the very bottom note that determines the inversion. So it was correct from a right hand point of view, but not from a hands together point of view, just to be really clear. All right, so if you like, we won't, well, yeah, let's try it. Let's add the fourth finger, the right hand fourth finger at the bottom of the chords. It's just an octave from the thumb, right? Goodness gracious, this was in tune a moment ago. You can tell the rain's coming in, those poor gut strings. Okay, well, we'll give it a try. So we're going to do the same chords, but adding the fourth finger on the bottom, okay? A fourth finger chord. About ready, go. A little slower, huh? And be sure all fingers play together, that they have an equal sound. And we'll do that one more time. Okay, same thing from the bottom. Ready, go. C, then the D, then the E, and the F, and the G, and B, and C. Okay. Now the pattern, of course, the way it's written is just with 3 finger chords and then this little left hand pattern that goes with it. And it just sounds kind of pretty. Yeah, I mean, just a basic left hand, one note at a time, but it just gives a little bit more, more interest to the right hand chords. So why don't we do it hands together a couple of times, all right? Hands together, same thing. Ready, go. That's a little fast, isn't it? All right, how about ready, go. That's a better speed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Shall we do it again? Ready? Back to the beginning. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Good. So that will warm you up on chords. Now, of course, if you want, you can always do it again with a very definite roll to the chords. I see a couple of questions, so let me get those before we do some left hand. Let's see. Are we playing the left hand legato? If you like, you don't have to, whatever you like. I connected my left hand there. You could do thumb muffles if you wanted. You could just play second fingers. It would depend again on the tempo, right? That's, you can decide if you want that to be a particular facet of this warm-up. It's not critical for me today. All right, so let's look at the left hand. First of all, let's warm up your left hand. So place the left hand chord with 4th finger on the C, then 3rd finger on the E, 2nd finger on the G, and that's because I want the thumb on middle C. So we'll have 4-finger chord just to warm up for right now, okay? We'll do what we did with right hand. So 4th finger by itself, close it all the way. Be sure you're closing your pinky as well. Don't let that hang out there. No teacup pinkies. Okay. Be sure everything's relaxed, you're sitting straight. Shoulders are down, you're breathing. Okay, let's do some thumb. Left hand thumb, close it over to that knuckle. Remember to have that nice big space in between 1 and 2. There you go. All right, how about some 2nd finger? Now I'm leaving my thumb on. If that's too difficult to stretch for you, then just take your thumb off. You want to keep your hand in approximately the same position. Just remove your thumb from the string. Don't remove it from your hand, just from the string. right? Put those back on if you can, and play your, well, do put them back on, and play your third finger. Once again, be sure it closes into your hand, not up out of your hand, right? Into your hand. And if this is too much of a stretch, then you can take your fourth finger off the string. If your fourth finger is off the string, your third finger should be able to close completely into your palm. If your fourth finger is on the string, it will not close completely into your palm, most likely. Don't hurt yourself, whatever you do. Okay, and now we'll do pairs of fingers. Let's start with 3 and 4. I said a pair and I played 3. A pair. There we go. Loosen up, lighten up, play them exactly together. Oh, that wasn't. That was better. There we go. I don't know, we do these warm-ups on Fridays, and Fridays are the day I do upper body exercises with my weights, so I'm always a little shaky when I get here. I don't know. I should switch that around, but it's all right. How about 1 and 2? Let's play 1 and 2 together. I did these shoulder exercises today, and oh, I can feel it now. 1 and 2. These are behaving pretty well today. And how about 2 and 3? Oh, that was awful. There we go. 2 and 3, right together. Nice. Okay. All right, and let's do the hard ones, shall we? We'll start with the easy-ish one, 1 and 4 together. Be sure that they sound exactly together, no staggering, no da-dong, exactly together. If they're not together, play a little softer, lighten up. There we go. Okay, now the hard one, 2 and 4 together. That fifth is not exactly in tune. Oh, that wasn't together. Be sure to close them. Don't let them come up out of your hand. They should close in toward your palm. If you can't get them to go together, then stagger them like this until you can get them to go together. Yeah. All right. All right. And the last group, let's try 1 and 3. My left hand's behaving better than my right hand today. Okay. And now, ooh, you can play them all together. Isn't that nice? All those notes together. Ooh. Feels good, doesn't it? Should feel good. Now, let's take a look at the chords the way they're written out on that second line on your page. They're slightly different from the right hand. The principle is the same. We have an ascending scale in the left hand. This time, the scale is written out so that it's the third finger, the bottom note of the left hand. And there's the scale. All right, so let's play through those chords, just the 3-finger chords as they're written in the left hand on that second line. Here we go. Ready? So here's the C chord, next chord. Ooh, that's interesting, huh? And the 4th chord, next measure. The G on the bottom, the A on the bottom, the B on the bottom, and the C. All right, let's play them again, shall we? All right, ready? Go. C and D and B and 4 and 1 and 2. Be sure to close your fingers and and we'll do it one last time. Ready? Go. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 the same chords, of course, with 4 fingers. You're just going to play the chord that's written, 4, 3, 2, and add your thumb on the top. All right, so let's do that. So we'll play these as 4-finger chords using your 4th finger on the bottom and your thumb on the top as an octave. Okay, you ready? You can try this, yes? Ready? Go. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Very nice. Play all those notes exactly together. Let's try it again. Ready? Go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and good. Now we'll go back to the 3-finger chords, although you could do this with 4-finger chords. And we have a very similar little pattern in the right hand, not identical. And once again, it doesn't matter, particularly what fingering you use. You can connect it or not. That's one way to do it. Makes no difference. We're just going to play them together. It just makes it sound pretty, okay? So from the beginning of so measure 3, our second line, left-hand chords, I'm going to play 3-finger chords. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I happen to like this one. I think this one sounds pretty. Let's do it again, okay? And then I'll give you a twist for it. Ready? Go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, nice. Now before we get to the twist part, I'll take your questions, see if you have any questions about it. And I'll tell you, this is a great way to practice chords, either with 3 fingers or with 4 fingers. And you can practice them flat, unbroken, the way we just did here. And I think that that's the best way to start practicing a chord, especially as a part of a warm-up, because you get to make sure your fingers are moving exactly together. You're working at the precision and the clarity that you want for your playing. If you do practice them rolled, which is fine, be sure that you're practicing them with a very deliberate roll. I mean, it can be slow, it can be fast, but whatever you're doing, be sure you're doing it on purpose and not just by accident because you're not being clean and clear about how you play the fingers. Okay, let me see what kind of questions we have here. Carol says she couldn't do 2 and 4 unless you held down finger 3 with the opposite hand. Well, yeah, sure. Nothing wrong with that, right? She was trying to do 2 and 4 and she figured she could do 2 and 4 by holding down 3. Why not? It's a great way to start doing it. And then if that's how you start, then graduate from doing that to 4 and 2, 4 and 2, 4, 2, do them faster, 4, 2, 4, 2. Yeah, it's a coordination challenge, but one that you really need to get to. It's being able to play 4 and 2 and 1 and 3, especially being able to go back and forth that way. That's a leveler. When a harpist can do that, they've achieved you know, a nice, healthy intermediate playing status. Until you can do that, there are a number of coordinations that will just always stump you in your playing. So that's one definitely to work on. Priscilla says 4-note chords, you were buzzing too much. When you're working on those 4-note chords, gosh, my callus sounds awful today. There we go. I'll try to play in the. You might try this to help with your buzzing. Take 2 chords and go back and forth between them. But look what I do here. I close, I open my hand, I kind of dive bomb. My hand's in the shape, I get to the string and I play it without trying to replace and that sort of thing. Do it with 3-note chords first and then try it with 4-note chords. And the left was buzzing. Oh yes, sure, the left hand always buzzes more. Mine did too, did you notice? But do the same thing I just showed, oops, I just showed you with the right hand. Do the same thing. Sort of dive bomb it. Accurate placing is just part of what we practice, and it should be, placing accurately is something you work on in a technical warm-up for sure. Darlene says she has a coordination problem. Oh, we all have coordination problems, no problem. Okay, well, so let me give you the little twist here, the extra special thing that you can do with this warm-up. And this is something, these patterns are so useful for just practicing anything in a key. So I would suggest that these are patterns that you learn, not because there's anything so magical about it, but that it's a great warm-up in a key. So for instance, you could use it to practice your transposition by saying, all right, well, see, there's my pattern, and there it is in C major, and now I'm going to do it in G major. So you set your pedals or levers for G major with that 1 sharp, and then you play through it in G major, figuring, okay, I'm going to start on a G in my left hand, and then, oh, do I start up or down? Doesn't matter, I'll start down today. And my right hand will be on the G chord, and everything will have the same shape and move exactly the same way. Oh, hello, and there, okay, there we go. So you're going to play exactly the same chords, the tonic chord. So this is what you're going to be able to practice your chord theory. There we go. I'm looking too many directions at once. You're going to be able to practice your harmony, your understanding of harmony and theory. You're going to practice your transposition. You're going to practice your keys. And you can start easily, of course. You know, if you're, I mean, I just played it through, but what you could do, let's take F major. So now I'm set with my 1 flat, with my B flats. And okay, F major, we know we want an F major scale in the thumb. So we got that. And it's going to be an F chord, and then a C chord, and an F chord, and a B flat chord, and an F chord, and a B flat chord again, and a C chord. Oh, nope. Well, no, it's an E chord and an F. And the left hand will be F, E, F, right? Because it starts on the F, goes down a step, goes up a step, goes down a third, goes down a fourth, goes up a step, goes down a third, goes down a step. So we're playing by pattern, by spacing, which is a legitimate way to transpose. And your right hand can do the same thing if you want to play by shape. And it should come out exactly the same. And I'm up here in the stratosphere for this. Sounds a little bit better down here, doesn't it? But this is a wonderful way to practice transposition. And what you might decide to do is say, all right, before each piece I play this week, I'm going to play one of these patterns in the key that the piece is in. So if you're, ooh, and it could be fun, especially if you're in minor, right? Ooh, A minor. We'll do it without any accidentals. It'll sound very interesting. I'm going to change the chord here by accident. I don't need to. There we go. You could do it in harmonic minor if you liked. It sounds a little bit better. And right here. Ooh, how exotic. Or you could use melodic minor. So all those different forms of the minor scale will come into play for you if you like. Or you could just go ahead and do it in major. But whatever piece you're playing, if you do this, you'll be practicing some transposition, you'll be working at the harmony, you'll be learning all those different things and practicing your chords at the same time. So that's what I suggest. We'll walk through one of these step by step so that we can do it together, and then I'll see what other questions you have. Let's do D major, okay? So for D major, you need F sharps and C sharps. So if you have levers to do, go ahead and do your levers. If you have pedals to do, go ahead and do your pedals for F sharps and C sharps. And there's our D major scale. All right. And so we can do this pretty much where it's written. So we'll start by remembering that our right thumb is going to do that D major scale. And how can you tell if you've got the right sharps or flats in a scale? We'll go ahead and play it. It should sound right. You know how a major scale is supposed to sound. There you go. Then let's look at the right hand and let's look at it by shape. Okay, so we've got this shape chord where we've got we know what the top note is, so I'm going to start from the top. We've got a fourth and then a third going down. Next note's the E, and we've got a plain old 1, 3, 5 kind of triad. Next note's the F with a third down and a fourth down. Next note's a G with a fourth down and a third down. Next note's the A, plain old triad. There it is, look, it's our D triad again. Then B with a third down and a fourth down. C sharp with a fourth down and a third down. And D with a fourth and a third. You see how I did that? Let's do it one more time, just right hand again. So starting on the D, a fourth down and a third down. Next chord is the E, and it's our happy 1, 3, 5. Next is the F with a third and then a fourth. Next is the G with a fourth and then a third. Next is the A with, oh, it's a D chord, right? Next is the B with a third down and a fourth. Next is the C with a fourth and then a third. And lastly, the D with a fourth and then a third. So there's our right hand, and we'll play it one more time, just that right hand. And the E, and F. And you can see how you're playing the same shapes that you're looking at on the page. It's not the same notes. Left hand, we're going to do the same thing. Looking at the left hand, we know it's supposed to start on a D, goes down by a step, goes up by a step, goes down a third, goes down a fourth, goes up a step, goes down a third, goes down a step. We should have D. And so we do. So let's try it again. Okay, so the D, then down, back up, down a third, down a fourth, up a step, down a third, down a second, down a step, right? Okay, once more the left hand, ready, go. The D, down, then back, down a third, down a fourth, up a step, down a third, down a step. And now we get to do it hands together. Boom. You got your right hand on there? Here we go. Ready? Go. Play the shapes. And back. And up. Up to the C. Down. All right. Oof, goodness, out of tune. Let's try it one more time. Same thing from the D. Okay? Ready? Go. The D, then E, then up to the F, up to the G, down, and there you go. Oof, so sorry about that. Just not in tune. So that's how you're going to do that transposition practice. Now, how did that work for you? Type in and let's see what was going on. If you have any questions, this is a good time to ask those as well. I'll be happy to answer whatever questions you have. And I've got a few more minutes. I can stay on with you. So, but that's definitely, it's a tricky twist for sure if you're not used to transposing, but that's a great way to do it. You see, Cindy says, I can do hands apart okay, but together we'll take more practice with transposition. Well, sure, yeah. I mean, that's, you know, like anything else, hands together is not just twice as hard. It's a multiple as hard, right? And you might try it separately, like, okay, the left hand, then the right hand, then the left hand and the right hand. You know, you might try that. That might be helpful too, to just sort of weave in and out a little bit, to stagger the hands so that you can get the transposition down a little bit better. Jackie says, thank you. My fingers feel warm now. And brain had to think this morning. It's always good when your brain has to think, yeah? Gets that going. Let's see. Marilyn says, took me a while to get brain and fingers to get the concept, but so glad you challenged us because I kept trying and got it. Congratulations. Good for you. Good for you. I'm so glad to hear that. That's wonderful. Yeah, it's not really that hard. I mean, it seems sort of mysterious, doesn't it? But it's not so bad. Thank you so much, says Cindy. Off to the dental office now. Well, good for you. Look what you got in before you had to go. Congratulations. Good job. Good job, Cindy. See you soon. All right. So yeah, transposition seems very mysterious if you know, especially if you just watch somebody do it who's very good at it and very fast. But there's nothing so mysterious about it when you just start doing it. Thank you, says Priscilla. Well, you are welcome. Thank you for sending your rain our way. That's all right. We were going to get it anyway. All right. Anything else today? Any other questions before I let you go and get on with your Friday? I hope it will take a while, says Kate. Well, yes, it does take a while. But, you know, a little bit at a time. You can always start with the first 3 chords, right? You know, there's nothing that says that you have to have this done anytime soon. Shannon says, thank you. See you next week. Absolutely. We have a whole different kind of warm up coming next week and a whole different kind of twist. So, all right. I will let you all go. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful weekend. Oh, here's a question from Nancy. Any specific way to avoid buzzing or exercise to avoid buzzing? What you have to do is you have to watch. There's no cure for it. You have to absolutely watch your placing. You know, it all comes down to looking at your placing so that you can see where the buzzing is happening. And then it comes to replacing on the string just before you play. Just before you play. Cheryl says, thank you, enjoyed immensely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so if you replace on the string too slowly or too soon and then hold it, you will hear it. You will hear the buzz. Marilyn says, thank you. You're very welcome, Marilyn. Right? Replace just before you're going to play and you won't hear the buzz. You just have to be very, very neat. Parfait, she says. Thank you so much. You are so welcome, Nancy. Okay. Happy weekend, says Mary. So all had fun with it. Oh, you did. You had fun? Good. Love it. Love it. Love it. And Mary liked it. You're so welcome, Mary. Great to see you. Great to see you all here. I so enjoyed meeting with you, and I look forward to talking with you all again next Friday. You're very welcome, Darlene. Thank you for being here. So, all right, everybody. I will see you next Friday. Have a wonderful holiday weekend, and you know, cook some good, you know, burgers of whatever kind of burger you like. And I'll talk to you later. All right. You're very welcome. Thank you all for being here. See you next week. Bye.